Hey everybody, it's New Christian Dad, and just wanted to make this little thing about social media, Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff, because that seems to be like all the rage right now, and it's been going on. And I remember when Facebook and all that stuff came out. I'm 37, so I was raised, in the 80s and 90s, and I remember when the internet got, big with America Online and all that stuff. But I just wanted to talk about social media because it's just such a hot issue. Some are like, oh, don't mess with it. Use the social cross, or people are making mistakes and posting stuff they regret, posting getting in crazy arguments and weird conflicts with family and friends over some posts they made, and it's really unfortunate that friendships and relationships are damaged just from people doing stuff on Facebook and commenting. And once you write something down and somebody reads it, you can never erase it or take it back. And contrary to what we might believe, our for the game invites and stuff, your reaction is not going to be like, oh, my bro sent me an invite for Candy Crush. That's so nice. It's going to be more like, why the heck is he bothering me? Another thing is a lot of people are doing pages and little, different channels and stuff like that. I'm doing mine, and it's funny. I want to urge people to support your friends. If you know somebody that's a friend or a family, even if you kind of just loosely know them, and they send you an invite to like a page or a YouTube thing or something, I even if you're not really that interested in it, I recommend that as a Christian person, you just go ahead and like it. And if you never know, you might be surprised. I know one guy, he does like a rap channel and page and stuff. I'm not interested in that stuff at all, but the guy's a great guy. And so I decided just to like his stuff. And another thing too is everything is real time and fast. So if you send somebody like a message, and or you send somebody a personal PM message, eventually they're gonna get it. If they don't write you back within a week at all, they just ignored you. I mean, everything is so instant. So if somebody doesn't respond to something, they just ignored you. And that stinks, but that's just how it is. And then I heard something about social cross, which is like an alternative to Facebook. I'm just curious if anybody that's watching this as a Christian has used it. Definitely let me know what you think of it. I like using Facebook and some others, and YouTube, just because it's so widely used, and you could really have an opportunity to reach the lost. And I know what you're probably thinking is that, if you go on Facebook, especially in any of the Christian pages or anything, it's just chock full of like atheists and just Christian haters, just writing these huge diatribes and getting into arguments with people. I think a lot of the time it's just trying to bait people into saying something, really stupid. But the truth is, if you can have 100, if you do something on YouTube or Facebook, and you could have 100 people that are not saved, laugh at you or are humiliated, you're trying to humiliate you, or just mocking you, which happens all the time. I know a few people have mocked me for doing my thing, but you reach one person. If there's 100 that laugh at you, and one person, reads something you wrote about how God did something in your life, or answered your prayer, or how God has blessed you, or something you're thankful to God for, or just a testimony that you came to faith, and one person accepts that, then you glorified God. You saved somebody from the fires of hell, and I think it's worth it. I would go through anything just, I just to have one person, be moved and saved. And sometimes you're gonna have bad posts. You're gonna make bad posts. You can always go back and delete them, and that's what I recommend. If you get a bad post, and you're having a bad day, and you post something that's really stupid or negative, just go and delete it. And The fact is, it doesn't take much for somebody to like see on your Facebook to just totally hate you nowadays. I don't know if you've had my experiences in the secular sense with secular people that just hate the Bible and hate any talk. They're just, if you even mention Jesus, they're like, they're ready to just start an argument with you. They're just so offended that you're talking about Jesus. It's weird, really bizarre, but it doesn't take much. And the odds are, if somebody sees something that you posted and they don't like it, they probably just hated you anyway. So, it's sad but true. Another thing too, is that sometimes people get really weird about Facebook. About they'll post something and they don't get a lot of likes or whatever. That stuff is really just not important at all. I think the biggest thing is that we glorify God. And when I started using Facebook, I had a charter, which was that I'm only going to use it to pour out love on people, to give testimony, and to talk about how good God has been, and share stuff with my family. And I definitely made tons of mistakes, over the last several years as a Christian. A lot of the time it's people getting political, and of course that's like just totally divides everybody. And you'll come back from it. I just think you should pray to God, and make sure that everything you do is for His glory. So another thing is a lot of if you're a Christian person, and you're been on Facebook at all, like on your news feed and stuff, I'm sure you have a lot of Christian pages and stuff like that. There's always going to be an eagerness and a temptation to argue with atheists and like some of these like Christian and man-hating feminists and stuff like that. And you're always going to get that temptation. And my recommendation is go ahead sometimes and engage. If the person seems like they're thoughtful and they're willing to debate with you, then I think it's worth it. You might reach them, you might not. As soon as it descends into name calling and fighting and stuff like that, then you could take a step back and don't do it. But I think I've seen a lot of people, really try to shame other Christians, for just for engaging atheists online and stuff like that. And of course, there are most of them. I think atheists are the most in America are the most intolerant, just really hateful group of people that I've ever seen out of anybody. And I was for a short period atheist myself. I was agnostic most of my life, and for a period I was atheist. I really believed in nothing, and it was the worst. So, the biggest thing is, go ahead and try to reach people. I think you should spare no effort in trying to preach the gospel to people and to share the good news of Jesus Christ, because like I said, if you debate with 100 people and they just totally smoke you and debate and may even make you look stupid, whatever, but one person, even if you never know, is reached and goes home and picks up the Bible and it's like, what, this is not at all what these weird atheist pages are making it out to be. The Bible does not support slavery. The Bible is not sexist. The Bible it does not promote like murdering people and stuff like this. It's just weird. You hear all kinds of stuff, that a woman should be in silence, and they'll just take stuff out of context, cherry pick stuff. And, if you reach one person and they get saved, man, you brought them to Christ. You planted a seed, you saved their very life. But just be careful not to throw your pearls to swine. And Jesus said that there are a small percentage that are open to listen, and I know I've talked to quite a few people at places I've worked. So ultimately, be careful with social media. Don't argue with people. Don't throw your pearls to swine. But don't be afraid to engage and have a healthy debate, because Christians, we need to get out there. We need to be first and foremost and ready to give a reason, and not be afraid to give the reason for the faith that we have. And we need to do it with, of course, gentleness and respect. But of course, remember, there are times that you'll have where even when you say the truth with gentleness and respect, it will still just make people flip out and hate your guts forever. So there's a spiritual battle. We're at war not with nations, but powers and principalities that we cannot see. And just remember that it's all true. It's all in the Bible. So, thanks for watching and thanks for listening. It means a lot to me, people that supported me, just trying to do this little thing. God led me to just try to encourage people to follow the Lord and just see that it is the truth, the way and the life. And I appreciate you watching. Keep the faith. God bless you. God be with you. And be careful on Facebook.